Welcome to your 3-day clearing. My name is Yannii, and this is going to be the reading that was promised to be included with your offering. We're going to get into a few stuff. Before we start, I just want to let you guys know that this is simply a 3-day clearing. So this is the start, this is the tip of the iceberg. This is for if you have been feeling a bit out of alignment with yourself, have been feeling like, okay, I'm in an energy slump, I don't have enough energy, I don't really feel myself, I don't feel aligned with my highest good, I don't feel my best self at this time. These steps and everything included in this clearing is going to help you for the next 3 days to get yourself in a nice place to start your journey. To continue your journey, to continue to work towards reinforcing the habits that you would have started to create during this time. So this is not a magical quick fix where at the end of this 3 days you're just going to be a completely new person, but you should feel renewed on some level, okay? We're going to go through some messages here, and the intention for the reading is to give you everything that you're going to need before starting this clearing. Tell you everything you need to hear, give you all of the guidance and advice that is necessary for you on your path at this time, no matter when you look at this, no matter when you have booked this. So I want you to be open, pay very close attention to how your body feels, how these messages feel to you, pay attention to your own intuition, see what messages feel good to you, see what truly resonates, and leave anything that doesn't truly resonate with you. Okay, so with that being out of the way, let's get into the reading. Let's relax. Let's get things settled. All of the seriousness out of the way. For those of you who are familiar with me, you would have received readings before, you would have seen how I carry out my readings before, but in this particular reading I really just want to be able to give something for everyone who would have had different reasons for purchasing this. So we're going to do a little bit of insight with regard to romantic connections, with regard to life purpose, with regard to manifesting financial abundance, if that's what's kind of making you feel out of alignment at this time, not feeling like you have those grounded expressions of abundance in your life. Then we're going to end off with some advice for the rest of the clearing. We're also going to look a bit into physical health and the health of your physical body, and how you could work during these next 3 days towards your betterment on that level. Okay, for some reason I picked up this deck, so let's look into romance first. For everyone who will ever look at this reading, what's the most pertinent message in terms of romance and romantic connections that they need to hear and work with within these next 3 days? The Release Your Ex card just showed itself, but it didn't pop out of the deck. So we could talk about that a little bit if it comes up again. We have heart-to-heart conversations. We have stay optimistic about your love life. We have 2 cards. We have chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here, and we have it is safe for you to love. At the bottom of the deck we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by a religious upbringing and spiritual path. And at the top of the deck we have Release Your Ex. Great. So the time has come to clear your energy. So I think since that card popped up, it's really about during these next 3 days seeing where you still have some sort of attachment to the past, seeing where there is room for you to feel more renewed in terms of the romantic landscape in your life. If you feel like there are some repetitive patterns, pay attention to what those patterns are. During this time, take some time, take a notepad, write things down. Okay, this has been consistently happening over and over. Maybe I haven't realized that. Maybe I haven't seen that and acknowledged that. So take some real time to be honest with yourself and look back on all of your past connections or where you are now in terms of your romantic connections, and be able to look to see if there are any repeating patterns, if there are any feelings that you are consistently feeling, to be able to really move from that and to feel more clear in your life in terms of romance, you have to be able to pinpoint those things, work on those things, and change your habits and your patterns in terms of those things. So the release your ex card says the time has come to clear your energy, and you're here. So I assume if the romantic aspect of things is something that's important for you at this time, this is also something that you're going to be working on during the next 3 days, clearing your energy in terms of that. And the release your ex doesn't necessarily have to be one specific person. It doesn't have to be a person altogether. It just is and comes with that energy of, listen, there are some ties to the past, there are some things that don't serve me in terms of romance and how I view romance, my belief system surrounding romance, my patterns and my physical patterns surrounding romance, and there is something that doesn't serve me within me that I need to release and move forward from. So be very honest with yourself to see where there is room for that in your life at this time. Have some very honest conversations with yourself, because to me, the heart-to-heart conversations card, which says honestly discuss your feelings with each other, is first and foremost being honest with yourself, having a heart-to-heart with yourself during the next 3 days. How do I really feel? Is this where I would like to be? Do my patterns truly serve me? Are there some unhealthy patterns that I have? Really be transparent with yourself, and it's not about self-judgment or self-blame in any way. It's about holding yourself accountable so then you could make the change, so then you could experience better, so then you could experience more and move forward from whatever this energy is that is holding you back. And you may not even have a romantic focus right now. You may be thinking, okay, well, I'm not thinking about romance. I'm thinking about building myself up, being on my best path, moving forward in my life purpose. But this is also a part of your life purpose. Everything that you're experiencing right now, if you're not feeling in alignment with yourself, is going to be reflected in any connection that you have with anyone. So even if not romantic, it's important to look at these things to see how you interact with and connect with others in your life. Your relationship with you comes first, and it impacts all of the relationships that you do have. So have some heart-to-heart conversations with yourself. Also, if you have been feeling some things or feeling a heaviness from the past in terms of a connection that is currently in your life, this would resonate with different people, but have some heart-to-heart conversations about your feelings and how you have been feeling lately, and make an honest decision in terms of how you would like to move forward in your life at this time. Upon having that honest discussion, you have to be able to be firstly transparent with yourself, and then transparent with your partner. And even if you're afraid of your response or having that particular conversation, it's important for you to see where this person stands, to see where you stand, and see if the relationship serves you at this point in your life. Stay optimistic about your love life. So some people watching this would be really in a place where they may have had struggles with being positive, or just even given situations in the past, with the release your ex being here, situations in the past that you had to release or that didn't work out, or that brought awareness to some negative patterns within yourself or some negative feelings that you had, and they came up as a result of these connections. And all in all, this energy of things not quote unquote working out, the universe says to be optimistic about your love life, because these things happen exactly as they needed to. There are things that you need to acknowledge within yourself. That's why we're talking about this clearing, that will help you to move forward and really attract and connect with that which is truly aligned with you. And all of this was purposeful. So when you acknowledge that and you are able to pull yourself out of that negativity and say, wow, I am so safe to be optimistic about my love life. I'm so safe to see and visualize that which I actually really want, my deep, deep heart's desires, being very honest with myself about what they are, and being honest about if this person in the past or these people in the past really match that. Because if they didn't, why would you like to hold on to them? Why is it making you be so negative about your current circumstance in terms of romance, when these things had to leave your life because they truly weren't aligned with you and where you're trying to go? So you have to be really honest about that at this time. The chemistry card is the next card, and it says there's a strong magnetic attraction here. You attract that which you are. And if you repel, and you also repel that which you are not. So if specific things have left your experience, you have to just trust that they aren't aligned with me, and that's fine. I am exactly where I need to be. So you're able to magnetize that which is truly aligned with you when you could really sit in who you are and accept that that which is for me stays, but that which is not leaves. And I am exactly where I need to be. So I think it's an energy of really being able to magnetize the highest expression of your love life, be able to truly visualize that and be honest, as I said, about if things from the past didn't match that vision. Remember, we're not settling, we are really sitting in what we feel that we deserve, addressing if there are things that we want that we don't think we deserve. That's the experience that you're magnetizing. All of the belief systems that you have are reflected in your physical reality right now. So if you feel that you're not good enough, maybe that's why you're not experiencing things that would reinforce you being good enough. And the thing is, the kicker is that feeling of being good enough comes from within. It's not about external validation. So that may be something that you have to look into at this time. Do I think I'm deserving of the experiences that I want? Do I think I'm worthy? Do I acknowledge that my worthiness comes from within and that I validate myself and it's not anybody else's responsibility to validate me? I think this alone time, if you are in a space of alone time where you're releasing some things from the past, it's very valid, and you have to be able to acknowledge that. The last card is, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So it's about, as I said, magnetizing the reality that you want in terms of romance by believing that it's possible for you and opening up yourself to it. And you can't do that when you're holding on to the past in any way. You can't do that when you feel like my energy is so low and slumped, which is why you're here, because it's so hard for me to release this thing. And this energy, as I said, it doesn't have to be in like a very overt way if it doesn't resonate in terms of romance, but it overall is this energy of holding on to the past in such a way that it's quote unquote blocking your blessings at this time. So you have to be able to release this thing, work on it. It's not a today for tomorrow fix. It's not a magical snap my fingers and it's gone. You have to work towards it. You have to hold yourself accountable every day. You have to make space for that changed behavior, those changed belief systems, the acknowledgement of those belief systems that don't serve you, and then making a change accordingly. It's a process, and I think sometimes we are so hard on ourselves to feel like this has to happen right now, and it's not about that. So that's what the universe is saying now. The bottom of the deck card was religious factors, which to me gives me a very soulmate, purposeful connections, even karmic connections. I don't see those as negative things. We could talk about that some more if you are interested in that outside of this reading. But overall, the religious factors card gives me an energy of everything that has happened in your love life was purposeful and a part of your spiritual growth in some way. So you have to be able to, as I said, reflect on the things that have happened. Take all of the nutrients that you can from the experiences and then let them go. Peace, love, blessings, that I'm moving on and I'm visualizing, getting very clear on what it is I want in my heart, not limiting that based on what has gone in the past, not limiting that based on what I think a specific person is capable of doing. It's really and truly what's in my heart and allowing myself to want and magnetize that towards me, opening my heart to the experience that I truly want. Beautiful, right? So let's move on here. Let's talk a bit about life purpose, because it's not just about connecting romantically with someone. It's about how you feel in your experience, what you are interested in doing, what you are passionate about doing. And maybe you are passionate about connecting with someone in an authentic way, but it's not about making that external experience more important than the relationship with yourself and really doing things that feel good to you on a day-to-day basis, and fueling yourself, not looking for things to fuel you. So the first card that popped out here was family. So in terms of life purpose, for everyone ever watching this video, what message do you have? What should the focus be on in terms of life purpose for the next 3 days? In terms of life purpose, what's the focus? What should the focus be for the next 3 days? all of those who are looking at this. Do you want another one? Okay. Alright. Let's see if we could get one more. Alright, I think that's it. At the bottom of the deck we have healer. You have the spiritual gift of healing and desire to share it with others. And I think in this case is that you have this natural born gift to quote unquote heal yourself, to heal from your experiences, to transform your life, to alchemize quote unquote negative energy and transform it into something more positive, just like we were speaking about with the romantic stuff. If there is a quote something like an experience that you perceived as negative because it evoked quote unquote negative emotions in you, you being able to take that and see what you could change and move towards a more positive direction in your life is you alchemizing quote unquote negative energy into positive energy, taking what you have and creating something that is more useful to you. So I think this being the healer card says, the healer card coming up, I should say, is reminding you of that ability that you have, reminding you of your power and telling you and urging you to really sit in that. It's not about waiting to be saved. It's not about waiting for someone to save you, even booking this or requesting this 3-day clearing. It's assisting you, yes, but this is something that you have attracted to yourself to be able to help you on your path. This is something you have manifested to help you, and you're able to do that in all areas of life. So as you've done this for yourself with this clearing, do it in every other area of life. Be able to focus on that which you would like to create, focus on anything that you need to create solutions in your life, and know that it's possible for you. Options. And it's interesting because this is a new version of the clearing. This card came up in the first version. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. This card comes with an energy of knowing that there are infinite possibilities for you. There are infinite options. You're not bound to anything. So in terms of your life purpose, if you feel stuck in a particular job or a particular place, your purpose is what feels good to you, and it's always possible for you to heal anything, quote unquote, alchemize it, and generate a new experience. So if there is something that you are more passionate about, you could explore all of your options and find that thing that you're passionate about and be successful there. You're not limited to just one thing. You have many options. So to me, it comes with an energy of not confining yourself to this imaginary prison that you have in fact created, and reminding you that there are infinite possibilities and infinite things that you could create and do in your life. So what are you trying to heal at this time? What options are you ready to explore? Even if you're uncertain, you could explore that during these 3 days. Really be able to sit. What am I passionate about? What do I want to explore? Even if I'm not sure what I'm passionate about, what am I even the slightest bit attracted to exploring? And then when you explore it, you could see if it feels good. If it does, you stay with it, you stick with it. If it doesn't and you're unsure about it, you could explore even more deeply if you feel drawn to, or you could leave it if you feel that, okay, this really isn't for me. It's all up to you. And that's the power in all of this. It's a reclaiming of your power that you're doing here. You're reminding yourself of how powerful you are within the next 3 days and beyond, because as I said, it's not just about these 3 days. As you sit with yourself and do all of the things in the guide that are listed for you to do, you are getting more in touch with yourself again. You are creating the necessary space for you to remember who you are and then run in that direction. You're finding direction during these next 3 days. So what options, even if it's just, okay, let me sit with myself and allow insight to come to me, and I just write down everything that I could think of that I could possibly wish to explore that is even the slightest bit interesting to me, and then explore those things and see what feels good to you. You would know what's best for you, but really begin to take that time to explore yourself to see what option feels like the best option to you. Know that you are not limited or bound to any one thing. So all right, we have 3 cards here for your life purpose energy. The first one that fell out was family. It says, loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. I think for a lot of us, it's the kind of family culture energy, the healing family issues energy it feels to me like a lot of things that are quote unquote restricting you in terms of really flourishing and blooming in terms of your life purpose comes from childhood and comes from patterns that are being repeated from generation to generation. So maybe I think it's going to be completely different things for a lot of different ones of you. So for some it's going to be relationship with the father, relationship with the mother, or both. For some of you it's going to be absence of the father, absence of the mother, and not being able to really find balance within your masculine and feminine parts because there are some gaps there. Or even if it's a relationship with the mother that is present or relationship with the father that is present, there are some repetitive patterns, some things that you would need to release. Just like with the release your ex card, you would need to release these things from the past, release these negative patterns to be able to see, okay, I have infinite options here. I can really go in any direction and bloom. So for a lot of you, I'm really feeling like it has to do with financial abundance. So when we get into that part, we will look into that. But I think maybe I'll pull the cards now. All right, so the last thing I said was that I'm going to really look into financial abundance along with the life purpose, because I feel that the family card has some connection with financial abundance for some of you. I would encourage you during the next 3 days to look at your relationship with money, look at your relationship with yourself, and how capable you think you are to manifest money, how worthy you think you are to manifest money, how skilled you even think you are in terms of what you're trying to do in terms of your life purpose to manifest money. Really looking at these patterns to be able to see where you could create more for yourself. All right, so take a divinely guided change in terms of financial abundance. What's the best message for the next 3 days for everyone looking at this? What does everyone need to know? Okay. Right, okay, makes complete sense, because the last card that fell out or flew out there was face your financial fears, and I feel like it's connected to the family card. For somehow it will be different things for different ones of you, and you will really have to go deeply within yourself during these 3 days to see what comes up, what you think it could possibly be for you. But there is a connection with family and fears surrounding money. So even if it's that you have a parent that has been reinforcing in you, money is hard to manifest. People with money are bad or negative, or it's bad to want money and you're not. All of these things, a particular narrative being painted surrounding money. This card says, when you are honest with yourself about your fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. So it's even possible that there is this, because of some family relationship, there are insecurities or control issues, or this fear of failure, this lack of deservingness, this you not thinking you're capable enough. Maybe someone from your childhood told you that you weren't good enough and reinforced that idea in you, or you felt like that based on the dynamics within a particular family relationship. It's many options, and as I said, it's very important for you to really go deeply within yourself during this time to see where a connection with family and finance is somewhere present for you. And even if you've had a great relationship with your parents, it could just be something in me doesn't feel like I'm deserving of this. Something in me doesn't feel like it's possible for me for some particular reason. And it could be that you even had a great relationship with your family altogether, but there is a lack of financial abundance within your family. And even if your parents were great, there are belief systems within them that are fearful of success, or have troubles with the manifestation of money, or have trouble manifesting altogether because they can't focus their energy enough. All of these things are very much possibilities. So be able to look at your own situation to see what it is. But it says, Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self doubts. So, releasing self doubt, releasing feelings of undeservingness, because deservingness is at the bottom of the deck, and it says you are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose, even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities. Trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. So you're always assisted and supported by something quote unquote bigger than you. The universe is always co-creating with you. So even it's really important to see that the universe sees you through these eyes of unconditional love, and you have to begin to see yourself through those same eyes, so you all could be on the same accord and work towards this common goal. Because the universe always wants to give, but if you have a block to receiving, hey, how is it going to be sent to you? So you have to remember that during these next 3 days and reinforce that for yourself. Ask for your needs to be met. Request, make request to the universe. Okay, this is what I want to manifest. I don't know how, but I don't need to know how. Can you assist me? Can you send me everything that I need? And take guided action. Conscious consumer is I think that's why it's split like this. It ended up splitting like this, but conscious consumer is at the top of the deck as well. All right, so we have, as I said, divinely guided change, clean energy food, and face your financial fears. So let's continue to go through the life purpose. We'll go into the finance, then we'll end off with some messages to get you guys, make sure you're on the right foot, going in the right direction during this time. All right, so after family, we have justice. So the universe wants to send you everything that you are deserving of. But as I said, it's almost like you always have a choice. You always have free will. So if your choice right now is to resist abundance in your life, that's what you're going to continue to experience. But that doesn't mean that the universe is unfair. It means that the universe is actually very fair, because you always have a say in your experience. You could either choose to do, or you could choose to don't. And it's always up to you, and the universe needs your permission for everything. So this card says your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. But I feel like in this instance, even though that may be true in terms of your career and life purpose, in terms of feeling like you have a purpose in your life right now, the universe says that everything is unfolding very justly for you, and you kind of just have to open up yourself to receiving the more that it's trying to give you. Justice is at play. You're getting your just due. Things are coming to you in divine timing. Everything is working out. There is just an energy of you not necessarily believing that, which makes you very anxious and flustered. And you have to be able to step out of that. The final card is sensitivity. This card says you're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So maybe at this time, in terms of your life purpose, there are things that you're trying to change, or you're feeling more guided to change at this particular time. Maybe you're in a specific job that no longer feels good to you, and it's confusing because maybe at one time this wouldn't have been something that was evoking all of this emotion or evoking all of this thought and all of these feelings within you. But now you're at a point where if it doesn't resonate, if it isn't aligned, you're really feeling that deeply, and that's something that serves you. So I think at this time, the universe is urging you to use your sensitivity to your advantage, to see what belongs in your space, what doesn't, and take that time to honor your sensitivity. If things feel really disaligned with you to the point where your body is really rejecting it, you're experiencing negative feelings and emotions, that's okay. Honor that and take some time for solitude. Maybe at one point you could reintroduce yourself into these environments and have it be different, but you have to have that solid foundation, be able to protect yourself and kind of have this cocoon of energy surrounding you where, okay, I could exist in any space and still maintain my equilibrium. I think some of you have been telling yourself that you're failing yourself because you haven't been able to do that. You haven't been able to kind of get a hold on your emotions and your sensitive feelings. And the universe says, honor where you are at all points. You will get to that point. But for right now, honor that, okay, this doesn't feel good. Let me separate myself and take the time to regroup, to recenter. And then I could see, okay, what really resonates, what feels good, and what I could do with what these emotions are telling me at that particular point in time. But I think your sensitivity is also a part of your life purpose overall that is going to help you on your path, and you need to begin to honor it and understand it to then be able to use it in the ways that are best for you. Even if it's something to do with family at this time that sensitive emotions are coming up about, you're gonna have to really be able to see how this energy that's coming up is really showing me something about myself and the purpose that I feel that I have, or the purpose I feel I don't have in my life, and be able to adjust accordingly to work on that feeling of deservingness. And I think the conscious consumer could even really be about that, choosing to purchase products that feel good to you because right now you're very sensitive about specific things, maybe specific foods, specific products, and things like that. So really honor yourself and your sensitivity in all regards. Take divinely guided action. This is your financial abundance message. If you have been worrying and experiencing anxiety surrounding financial abundance, it says, all positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. So yes, moving from somewhere old to somewhere new. That's a very prevalent energy in this reading. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. So it's not about familiarity. You are feeling really deeply, I want to make some big change. I'm fearful about that shit. I don't understand it. And maybe, as I said, the sensitivity is something that's new for you, because maybe in the past you could have stayed here and been comfortable and anything was anything and everything was okay. But at this time, the universe is communicating with you and you're feeling it on a deep level within yourself. Wow, I have to make this change. I have to make this change. But it's scary to you. And I'm here to tell you that there's always going to be a degree of fear. There's always going to be a bit of resistance because we like the familiar. And maybe that's even what the family card represents, because this is what's familiar. The old patterns are what are familiar to you. The unhealthy patterns may be what are familiar to you, and they may be, yes, connected to your family, but overall it's just this energy of familiarity. But the thing is, the universe is trying to urge you in a direction that is going to serve you more, because these things that are familiar may not serve you anymore, much like the release your ex card that we spoke about before. So overall, there's this energy of moving out of what may be familiar but doesn't serve anymore, and moving into new territory that fuels you and makes you feel good at this point in your life. We like to hold on to the past. We like to not want to clear our energy. But the thing is, the universe is always guiding us and assisting us into a direction that serves us more based on who we are at this point in our lives. So resisting doesn't help anything. It doesn't aid in your progression. And we always want to feel good and experience that feeling of really feeling well within our lives. And maybe a reason that you don't feel like yourself is because you're really trying to hold on to an old version of yourself that wants to move in this direction, and that's where that disjoint that you're experiencing within yourself comes from. So there's a divinely guided change that you are feeling really passionate deep within yourself to make, but you're fearful of, and the universe says you can take this leap. There's a reason that you're feeling like this, and there's a reason that you would like to make this change. It could be in terms of career, since we're talking about financial abundance here, but overall there is a big change that wants to happen within you, that I feel here, because as I said, they release your ex card in terms of the romance, with we're seeing family and familiarity and familiar patterns being here, and then there is this change that wants to happen that that, or else you wouldn't be here trying to make a change, trying to honor your sensitivity, trying to feel more like yourself again. There is this change you want to make, and take the next step. You're already here. So there is nothing to fear. That's what the universe says. Clean energy food. And we may not even have to pull a specific card for that, because we've been speaking about this as well, the importance of honoring your physical vessel as well. When you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. So overall, we tend to negate the importance of taking care of our physical body. We want to make all of these deep spiritual changes. We want to change our patterns. We want to let go of old people and old relationships and all of these things on a spiritual level, without recognizing that the spiritual is equally as important as the physical, because we exist here on earth, Gaia, right? So as you honor your spiritual self, it's equally as important to honor your physical self. And they are connected and infinitely intertwined. As you make changes on a spiritual level, you see them on a physical level. And these physical changes that the universe is also guiding you to make helps your physical body to quote-unquote vibrate higher, to then feel more in touch with your spirituality and all of the spiritual insights and all the juicy ideas and the feel-good feelings that you want to experience. So it's equally as important. And if you have been really feeling a slump, it's very important to look at that relationship that you have with food, how you choose to fuel your body, and make the changes. Explore these changes as well. See what makes you feel good. See, okay, I'm going to try to eat this way. If over time I find that, okay, I don't have enough energy, this isn't making me feel good. Just because someone says this is what's healthy doesn't mean that this is what's healthy for you. Everyone is speaking from their experience. So really play with it and see what foods make you feel good and make adjustments accordingly as you go along your path and you learn more about yourself and you learn more about your physical body. As I said, equally as important to take care of that as well. And then the final card was facing your financial fears. So overall, in terms of life purpose, there are fears surrounding making a change. And it's possible that you are fearful of making the change because you're worried about finances. Okay, I have this particular job and I don't know how this is going to work out. The thing is, as I said, use your energy to find solutions rather than just focusing on the problem. So if right now the job is providing for you, you want to also make grounded decisions while still honoring who you are on a deep level. So if you feel like making the change, maybe slowly transition into the change and do the things on a grounded level that help you to facilitate this change while still being supported in your own experience. There are things that you are working on in terms of what's familiar within you. It could be patterns from childhood. It could be old relationships that influence how you feel about yourself and how you feel about money. But right now you're feeling very sensitive about everything and you're making changes that are actually necessary for you, so you don't have to be scared. We also looked at high energy foods, using them to serve you at this time and help you with lifting your vibration. It's like attacking things from every direction. You want to feel good, you are making the spiritual changes, you are making the physical changes, and all round it's like you are giving yourself the boost you need through the choices that you make on a day-to-day basis, which is what this is all about, right? So you deserve that from yourself. You want to consume consciously as well. Let me read this card for you. It says, you have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade, organic foods, you live simply, and you purchase only that which you need. So that may be a message for someone who has been really feeling guided to live their life in that manner. If that resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, you don't have to receive that. But I think all in all, everyone needs to be more conscious about the impact that their actions have on themselves first and others, and also honoring yourself in the decisions that you make. So if you feel like, okay, I'm buying things that aren't necessary, I'm being very wasteful in my experience, that's something that you want to adjust for you, because your values say, okay, this is what I would like to contribute to the world. It's all about you. And as I said, as we honor ourselves, we could in turn honor others the same way. All right, so I think we could end off with a few messages here. Let's just see what's the overall advice that everyone could really use right now as they go forth in the next 3 days. doing this clearing, what do they really need to know? Okay. Time to decide is at the bottom of the deck. It's time to make that decision. You have been procrastinating. You know within yourself what you would like to do, what changes you need to make for yourself, what changes will feel good to you at this particular time. You know that. And the thing is, you have been in this kind of limbo where it's like, I know, but I'm not ready to really stand by my commitment. And this is the card that flew out there, so we'll talk a bit about that. This card says you're strong enough to keep the promise that you've made. Don't back out now. Your angels believe in you. So the thing is, there is a commitment that you have to make to yourself at this time. Commit yourself to making the necessary changes in your life. Commit yourself to forming new patterns. Commit yourself to, even when you don't feel your best, to facing your shadows, to facing your quote-unquote demons, to facing the negative feelings that may exist within you, because they deserve to be acknowledged as well. It's not about bypassing, it's not about avoiding, it's about facing so that you can transcend. You have to commit yourself to that which you are saying that you want. You want to feel better, you want to do better for yourself in your life. So these are the requirements. So how badly do you really want it? The universe says that it's really time to stand by that commitment, time to decide. It's not about being in between decisions anymore. Make a firm decision and stand by that shit. So where do I want to go? What do I want to create in terms of my life purpose? What do I want for myself in terms of financial abundance? What do I want for myself in terms of romance and connecting with people? What do I want? And honor myself, honor exactly what I want, and be able to stand by what is required to get to that point. The time to decide card is the wisteria flower. It says make a decision now so you can move forward. So you've been sitting here too long and it's time to let's get up and go. I do what I need to do for myself. I'm not waiting for something to happen. So the rest of the cards are patience. Patience is the begonia. It says your prayers have been heard and they are being answered. So the thing is, the universe is always prepared to give you exactly what you want. Everything exists behind the scenes, and it's up to us to stand by our commitment, to move towards that, to align with it here, and then it comes into physical manifestation. But it's already there, and you have to be patient with yourself, non-judgmental of yourself as you go through your process. Yes, you have to be accountable for your actions, accountable for anything that within you that you think is negative. It's not about the self-blame and the self-judgment. It's about, okay, it is what it is. This is what I've been doing. I acknowledge that, and I know that I'm honoring myself and my process and what I want, the manifestation of what I want, when I acknowledge that, when I sit in that, when I say, okay, this is what you've been doing, this is how you could change it, and you move forward rather than just sitting in that energy of blaming yourself. You have to also be patient with the process, because at the end of the day, as I said, what you want is already there, but there's a process required to get to that point. And you have to be able to, as I said as well, commit yourself to that process. It's not just about instant gratification. Okay, I want that thing, let me get that thing right away. And if I don't get it right away, I throw a tantrum and I stop. It's hold yourself accountable if that's what you've been doing, and know that every part of your process is worthy of honoring. It's worthy of enjoying. You're exactly where you need to be at all moments. And that's one thing that we tend to forget. Balanced friendships is right smack dab in the center of everything. This card also showed up in the first version of this. It says your friendships work best when there's an equal share of giving and receiving. Alright, battery died there, but let's get back into this. The balanced friendships card. I think it's all about getting into this real harmonious space in your life finally, where you have harmonious relationships, harmonious interactions, you are creating things that feel in harmony with you. It's overall this energy of balance. I give to this as much as I receive from this. And I don't have to think twice about it. I don't have to feel an obligation to give to something that isn't giving me equal return in any way. I'm addressing those belief systems as well, to know that I'm deserving of this harmony in my life. And I think overall, no matter how your process looks right now, you have to be able to stand by that commitment to yourself. This is what I deserve. I know that this is what I deserve, and I'm going to be patient about how that's going to come to me, even if I have to spend some time by myself to regroup, to be able to do specific things for myself, even if my process means being alone right now. Because remember, we spoke about honoring the entire process, knowing that you're exactly where you need to be at all times. No matter what my ego is telling me, where I think I should be and all of that, this is my process. I'm honoring it. I know that balanced friendships is the energy that I'm invoking into my life, and I'm standing by my commitment to that. And if my process at this time requires being alone, addressing my negative patterns, holding myself accountable, that's what it's going to be. That's what's the requirement. That's what's required of me. And I'm going to honor that, and I'm going to honor myself and honor the desire that I really want by doing what is necessary to have that desire, right? What is at the top of the deck? Or at the top of the deck, your wishes are coming true. This says what your heart has been longing for is getting closer each day. So the universe is reminding you, this is beautiful. The universe is reminding you, patience pays off. Standing by your commitment pays off. Knowing what you want and what you deserve, which is harmony in your life, pays off. Your wishes are coming true. What you want, what your heart is longing for, your deepest heart's desires are getting closer each day as you honor your process, as you stand by your commitment, as you do what's necessary for you at this time. And that's beautiful. That's the universe telling you exactly what it needs to tell you at this time, exactly what you need to hear. And I think that's something that's very beautiful that you need to remember as you sit in where you are at this time and you do what's required of you for yourself at this time. All right, so let's just get one card, or how many ever you want to give to us, universe, to end off with the best advice for everyone looking at this reading. Daydream is the card. At the bottom of the deck, we have Go For It, self-explanatory, and Innocence. Innocence is talking about that childhood energy that we spoke about, getting into that space where you're your purest self. You allow yourself to innocently desire that which you want without limitations, without referencing the past, without what is possible, quote unquote. It's just this real innocent energy. I could do anything. I could go for it. I could create everything that I desire in my heart. So daydream is what we're going to end off with. It says, you will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. These are messages from your angels, by the way. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. Allow your mind to go wild at this time. Sit in a quiet place, which is what is suggested during the guide for this clearing. Sit in a clear space. Go out into nature. Sit under a tree. Take your shoes off. Put your feet in the grass. And we're not directing our thoughts. We're just allowing ourselves to feel what comes up, to see what visions come up in our mind's eye, to see what fears come up, and acknowledging everything. And when you come out of that, you could write it down. Be able to really look at your mind at this time and how it operates. Be able to look at your feelings. Be able to see your patterns and the physical things that you do. Really be able to see yourself and hold space for yourself so that you could really be able to move forward in the best ways for you. As I said, it's not about bypassing anymore. It's I'm here with me. This is where I need to be, and I'm moving forward with myself. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. I hope it was helpful, giving and receiving. So again, very, very important. This card says the entire universe operates in cycles similar to your inhalations and exhalations. When you only exhale, which is giving, or only inhale, which is receiving, you become out of rhythm with the universe. For optimal health, energy, and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. So again, everything that's within you, everything that you're taking in, balance that with what you're giving out. If there are things that you need to give out because there's too much absorption, be able to do that. And as we spoke about the harmony and the balanced friendship and balanced connection, overall, you're getting into that harmonious space for yourself. Alright, so now we're done. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you enjoy your clearing. I hope it serves you in some way. At the end of it, you could leave me a review of the clearing. If it worked for you, how it felt for you, what you received from it, everything. Complete honesty and transparency so I could know if anything needs to be improved and what you appreciate about the clearing, so I could use that information in the future as I create more things to be able to assist you guys. This was the general message for everyone who has ever booked this clearing. There are some things that will not have been specific to you simply because I can't speak on everything that was coming up as I was reading the cards. If you are interested in booking a personal reading that could help you with specific direction for you, you can do so on my website, findyouFit.com, or you could book a live one-on-one session if you prefer that live one-on-one interaction where we get to really sit and speak and discuss and process through things together to really have that firm foundation, again, direction before starting the clearing. Bye guys.